Yes, the National League North side led for just over 70 minutes, but injury time goals in normal and extra time for Declan Rice, and then Jared Bowen sent hammers through. A really heartbreaking way to lose that game and crash out the FA Cup. Joining us now for more on his team's performance is Kidderminster Harriers manager Russell Penn. Good morning, Russell.
Good morning, Russell.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Oh, we're all right.
Well, mate, I've got to say, first thing, your overriding emotion must be pride, mate. What a performance.
It is until you hear all the commentary back 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
It just breaks your heart again. But,
Sorry, Russell. Sorry about that.
I said we shouldn't play it, but they overruled me, mate.
I mean, you've gained a whole new fan base, I think, for managing to hold on as long as you did. Not just hold on, but actually lead the game. Just tell us what you were feeling throughout those 70 minutes that you were leading.
Obviously, immense proud at the time. I think we had West Ham rattled, and we spoke to David Moyes in the changing room after the game, and he said to me himself he just couldn't see him scoring, and they had to bring on the big guns to make that happen, which is a great compliment to us.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had the pitch and the hostility around the place on our side, but we took the game to them, which I always wanted to do.
What was it like as well? So Declan Rice, we know, I think he's a world-class player. I think most people in this room agree as well. When you've got that kind of firepower coming off the bench amongst the others as well, that moment, that goal that he scored in the 91st minute to send you to extra time, that must have just been like, oh God.
Yeah, it really was. You're a minute away from breaking and making history, but he was a game changer. He was superb, albeit the levels of the difference of the teams. He was excellent, and there's no doubt he's got to be absolutely massive in the future ahead.
I mean, what was it like after the game in the dressing room with the players? I know they would have all been gutted, but you must have gave them a huge sort of pat on the back and said they should have been proud of themselves, because it was an incredible performance from you.
It was. I think it would have been a lot easier if we just lost the game in normal time, quite convincingly. But to lose it with 10 seconds to go in extra time, to take it to penalties was heartbreaking. I've got to say this though, West Ham were absolutely superb on the day. Declan Rice come in the changing room at the end of the game, give a load of shirts out, and even jumped in the same showers as our lads. So, as you can imagine, it was surreal.
Russ, I was just looking at it, I know, and you touched on it there, you got one kind of kicking when they scored right at the end of 90 minutes, then another one which was unbelievably harsh right at the end of extra time. But it was some footage knocking about, you having a beer after the game with Moisey. And I know Moisey well enough to suggest that you'd probably have to buy the beers. However, I'm guessing he was very complimentary about your team.
He was great. And, I didn't expect anything less from him, to be honest. He's invited us down to the training ground to watch training. He's invited us to games, just said how well we set up and how prepared we were. But he said it on the flip side, how well they were prepared and how many games they've come to watch us, which doesn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah. Out of all the people as well that went into the dressing room after full time, was it just Declan Rice? Did anyone else come in? Did you manage to catch up with any of their players?
Only on the pitch, because as you can imagine, our tunnel and changing rooms are very tight and small. So with security and everything and the COVID measures, it was very secure. But no, just Declan Rice, the manager, staff, the kit man, but they were great all day, to be honest.
Russell, we were speaking yesterday, so I covered the game at Bournemouth against Boreham Wood, and obviously that was a different ending to that story, but we were saying pre-match as well how much perhaps teams like Boreham Wood could be given heart by watching your performance. And I think actually it probably did inspire quite a lot of people, because to come that close and the massive gap in quality between the two teams, the footballing pyramid is huge.
Yeah, I think so. I spoke to Luke, the Boreham Wood manager, last night, and he said watching your game gave us hope yesterday. And I think that is. I think non-league is a lot different to how it was 10, 20 years ago. There's a lot more full-time clubs at the level now, and I think football in this country is fantastic from top to bottom. And we're giving teams a game now, which is great.
Back to the league now. Back to business, you'd say. You're playing. I think you got Telford at the weekend, which is a huge game for us. You're in the promotion spots at the minute. I mean, is the aim for promotion? I mean, it's a tough league to get out of. Everyone wants to get out of it, but can you do it?
Well, we can do it. We're up there on merit. the thing is now, Jamie, expectations have gone through the roof.
Yeah.
So everyone said, right, let's get promoted now. It's never that easy, you know that. We've got to take one game at a time. But what I do know, this group will give me everything. And that's got to be our aim now from now to the end of the season.
Also, I've just been told that apparently Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin's Robert Plant, was in the crowd. Did you guys manage to speak to him at all?
Not on the day, but we've seen Robert plenty of times. He comes to us. He was at the Leamington game the Tuesday before. He comes to us whenever Wolves are at home. He only lives down the road, so he's a great ambassador for the football club, really, and hopefully we can get him on board in the future.
You should, mate. We actually had him in the studio not so long ago. Absolutely legend, loves his football, and it was no surprise to see him at your game, mate.
He's top man.
You must have, they've obviously earned a few quid from that. Now, I know how hard it is to get players out of owners in non-league, so surely you can get into them and get a couple of top players to get you over the line.
Well, that's the plan. So, the chairman's buzzing. He's slightly disappointed. He said to me last night, he goes, in real, without the COVID measures, we probably would have had a replay, which would have been game-changing again. But, it is what it is, and hopefully I can pinch a few quid out of him now to give us that final.
Listen, you gave us some brilliant entertainment. It was just wonderful to watch, and I'm so sorry you didn't manage to get it done in the end, but you should all be very proud of yourself. Thanks for coming on, Russell.
Cheers, Russell.
No, thanks, guys. Thank you very much.
Well done, mate.
Take care, mate. Good luck.
Russell Penn there, the Kidderminster
Great story.
Harriers manager.